What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo hanging out here at Wing Hole, and today we get to talk about a controversial subject of what is going on with these powered foiling devices. So we've been advocates of the Lift e-foil for a long time. It's a great tool to teach people how to foil. Lift was the inventor of the e-foil, and they have a ton of experience with producing those products. We went through all the kind of learning curve, their learning curve of making the products. They've got great customer support, and it's been an amazing tool for teaching people how to foil. Come along the Stoke Foil Boost, Foil Drive 2, there's a bunch of other stuff. Flight Lab just came out with something with like a jet board and then some bolt-on things. So there's all sorts of these powered foiling assist devices that are coming out, and they're extremely cool, and everyone's like, what's the deal? I'm getting a ton of questions and a ton of people hitting me up like, oh, look at this is amazing, check out this guy, he's going in no breeze. Instagram versus reality, people. Okay, Instagram, you're dealing with professionals. Reality, you're not a professional. So that's why you're interested in this. And the why are people interested in these type of things is because they want to make foiling easy. I'm learning to downwind, put one of these things on. It was great to get that power and to paddle up. People are downwinding now on smaller boards. Very cool opportunity that you can use these things for some things like learning to surf. I've got some friends that foil surf that they don't really surf, and now they power themselves into a wave, and then they can go out and cruise a swell and go and then power themselves back to the lineup. Safety. You run out of breeze, you're offshore, this thing can power you up. Okay, all very cool things, but it does take an additional learning curve and additional skill set, as well as a lot of these devices, Foil Drive 2, all the Kickstarter ones, this Stoke. They're new companies, they're small companies, so there are a lot of issues, connectivity issues, durability issues, just the software not working right, the controller's not working right, the straps being funky and not, working right. There's tons and tons of stuff that is going wrong with these things. We've had about 24 sessions amongst our staff and customers that we've been testing these things, and I'd say 50% of those sessions came back, people were like, wow, these things are really cool. I see that it will really help, someone at this level or this sport, pretty specific niche things, and then from that you'll probably end up ditching it once you can downwind, do that sport, whatever it is. But then the other half are like, that is such a waste of money, I couldn't get it to work, I couldn't get it connect, it didn't fit on my board, doesn't work with this, doesn't work with that, I had a hateful session, the thing's already always under the controller. So there's definitely a lot of like do's and don'ts with these things that we've been learning about, and over time we will get these videos out, but want to do an initial like, hey, here's a product, here's the reality of using the product. It's not all roses like you see on the internet. They are cool, we are testing them. So let's get on the water and I'll show you kind of, Instagram versus reality of how these things actually work. Okay, I'm rigged up and ready to go. Reality number one. Put a bunch of batteries and stuff on your board, it's heavy. So I'm riding all Armstrong gear in this video, which that stuff's really light, but it's like, I don't have a far walk to walk. This thing's heavy. Reality number two, you got rotating blades underneath your board. Careful, very careful. Fingers, toes, whatever. You don't want it to connect and spin while your foot or body are near it. Careful. Hey, this is kind of cool. I'm motoring myself out to deeper water. Sweet. Oh look, my controller fell off. That happens a lot. This is cool. I'm motoring myself out to deeper water. Good safety feature of these things is that you have power. So wind dies, you can get back. So our conditions today are definitely really light. I could probably go on a downwind board without this. I've got an 1180 HA, downwind 121, 6.1. And so I probably could go without the boost, but we're gonna try it with and without. Okay, by building speed, you get apparent wind. I'm not just gonna magically take off, but I'm going. I still don't have to know how to pump. Okay, now I'm riding. Could I have done that without the boost? Definitely. Was it more effort? Definitely without. With, very easy. So that was making it look easy because I've used this a lot. What most people run into is a lot of nose surge, right? So having this long board really helps the nose from riding up. It's like a boat that won't plane out. So when I hit this thing, it's really unstable because this is the reality of it, is that the power drives the nose up. So I have to learn to e-foil while hooling here and using the foil so I can make it look easy. And now here I go. Whoa. So the reality is it's actually kind of hard because you're doing a bunch of things at once. But hey, I'm out here riding on a really light wind day. So you can see that that little extra power makes the nose really ride up. So having a long board, this is a 7'1" downwind board, helps kind of take it out. When the shorter boards we've used, you know, they really have a lot of nose ride. You have to get really far forward. So it makes the balancing really difficult for when you're learning to wing or downwind or surf foil, because you have to get your way forward to get going, get up onto foil under power, get to your feet, get riding, then take off the power. There's a lot of things going on there. It's not as easy as it looks online. All right, so this is switch stance for me. Again, I love that I could just power around. Let's see if I can, how I get switch stance is definitely a lot harder. So when I get going, it's got a lot of nose lift to it. Okay, so without this thing, I could probably get going. It's gonna take a lot of pumping, but I could probably get going. So let's try with the lift. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's definitely, I'm concentrating 100% on riding it as an e-foil, getting forward speed, getting forward on it like you do on an e-foil before I even think about winging. So, because I've had a wing in my hands a lot, it's comfortable and, you know, I'm not thinking about the wing. But for a beginner, that's not gonna be easy. That's not gonna be easy at all. But you got your power device, you can cruise around, you can get going, you can learn how to get going. You know, it's just, you're just adding another element of stuff you got to learn to deal with. The other thing too is like actuating the trigger, making sure this thing stays on there. And foil drive's got, you know, a different product, different controller, different, you know, how it all works. And they have, you know, people that I've talked to, my experience with it, some people love it, some people are like, the tech is so challenging. So they, you know, both the products that are available and the ones that are coming, they are very, very cool. Are they necessary? I don't know. Does it make foiling easy? Doesn't make it necessarily easier, but it is fun. I'm out here winging with a lot less effort than having to pump like crazy. I've also tuned this setup to be perfect for riding with this foil assist. One of the surprising things is there's not a ton of drag when you go down and touch the motor down. Like, that's motor in the water. It doesn't have, like, I thought it was gonna be like a full handbrake, but it's not that bad. All right, powered foiling. So these things are really cool. I think in a year to 2 years, there's gonna be lots of competition, and all these companies are gonna have these things kind of worked out, sorted out, figured out. They'll you know, be designed specifically for these sports and be a lot more kind of tuned in. Right now, I think they're a cool tool for learning. There are some techniques you will have to learn to use these things, like, you know, getting really far forward on the board. We do think at Real, the best way to learn lift e-foil is going to be your best way to get up on foil and learn how to foil, That being said, being able to bolt one of these things onto your wingboard, downwind board, surfboard, and do alternate sports than just e-foiling around is really, really cool. Has some traction. Do know that they are in the early inception, so you're gonna have to kind of DIY this thing to fit your setup. There's definitely gonna be some service calls to the company who you're getting them with, but they are cool. They have a space. We're vetting these currently, finding out, you know, kind of all what works, doesn't work, so we can make some instructional videos on these things, get behind the products that really are lasting, are working for a long time. So this isn't something we're rushing into. If you have questions, give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000. Reach out online, realwatersports.com. See you guys on the water for the next session.